Good morning, everyone. My name is Lorenzo De Francesco, and I'm here to introduce one of my sculptures and talk about sculptures in itself. This channel that you're visiting is dedicated completely to sculptures and spirituality. We know that all the messages that Jesus shared with people, that when he talked to the masses, when he talked to the disciples, when he talked to one, it always referred to the element of being more than the element of human. So by that means that he always referred to the spirit. On the cross, when Jesus allowed others, because their mentality, their belief systems, their traditions, they found him to be a little bit off the normality, off the range, and they accused him of blasphemy because he said, I am one with my Father, I am one with God, and if you are, that later, if you are one with me, you are one with the Father. So that triangle is a holy triangle in which we can really live in and identify with. On the cross, his body, he allowed to be nailed on the body. He said that I allow you to, because I don't consider this body who I am. Who I am cannot be killed, cannot be nailed. He was never born, he would have never died. It's an eternal essence that you cannot nail on the cross. Can you nail a cloud on the cross? No. So the appearance that was his body was nailed on the cross. And because mind identifications, historical identifications, environmental identifications, mind conditions, all sorts of reminiscence of past, and all sorts of reminiscences of habitual thinking makes us to be identified with the body. How events. On the cross was nailed the appearance. On the cross was nailed the ego, which is the appearance of the appearance, because it belongs to the physicality of this humanity. And on the cross was nailed all the physical reality. So Jesus allowed that to happen. I'm not discounting in the story the painful reality of being nailed and bleeding and dying. I'm not discounting this physical experience. But I am evaluating, overemphasize the meaning and the essence that to drop this ego can only be dropped when one renounces, surrender the self-identifications of being this or that, the mind on the doer, on the cross. That's really what it means. Surrender this physical identification to the spirit, to being. Become the being in which you can illuminate the human. That's the only way the humanity, or a human like I am physically human, I can improve my living. I can step out of suffering. I can benefit others. If one understands who one is through reality, one benefits everybody else. Here we can see 3 different studies. I did 4 or 5 actually, but those are the 3 ones that left. I did the first one on clay and then that got destroyed. But this one here, this white one, it is made of plaster with a little bit of marble on the bottom. And I kind of really felt in love with this one for the height that gets, and then all of a sudden changes the dimensions in going down. So the representations of the falling, the representations of breaking the axis of verticality, and we'll talk about later what is and why it is that it is in this physical conditions, this physical appearance. So this was made on plaster, and this was actually the second one was made on wood. And I just was looking for a visual motif that, this is hardly standing equipment, this is just a random rock, Actually, this one piece comes from the Colosseum that I collected a few years ago. Yeah, I stole it. See.
You can't do that.
No, it just was a piece of feeling about the structures of the walls of the Colosseum are gigantic. So I just took a little piece and then I put it on. Yeah, seriously. I took it all the way from Rome. This is probably 2015, maybe early 2015. So this is one motif, and I was contemplating this verticality with this particular kind of style. And then I realized, no, the cross really doesn't really need an embellishment aesthetically. It needs to be an essence. So I allow the twisting and the play of shapes to remain simple. And this one also is the one that I did. And it's very similar to this one, but it has a little different angle and different proportions. So that is made of beige marble. Yeah. So this broken falling cross is just over 7 feet, and it's made of gray, bluish, brownish granite. It is not polished because I did not want to make it as a slick object. I actually wanted the material to appear a little bit on the background and validate the solidity of the forms. So this particular piece, this piece is made of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces all together. And they are all pinned on the bottom, means with a shaft of 3/4 of an inch steel, and then shaft horizontal to hold the 2 wings. So this was my final conclusions and the closing of the chapter of the cross. I started in 2014 the broken cross, which appeared on the show that I had at the Italian Cultural Center in 2015, and it was made of limestone. It is made of limestone. This is the second version in terms after the studies that I did in a small scale. This is the final one, and the final one has been a journey from 2014 to 2019. At the beginning of January 2019 will be 4 years. I kept on the back of my mind. I kept on understanding what it really means surrender, which is another interpretation of the cross of Jesus on the cross. Surrender, not my will, but Thy will be done. That's what Jesus said, and so He allowed the body to be nailed on the cross. So surrender to the Spirit that one is the message of to surrender. Once we surrender to that becomes our identifications, our reality. We are really learning how to practice and how to embody it, the message of Jesus on the cross. So to talk about the story on Sunday, Palm Sunday, it's not really understanding this cross. To talk about that Jesus was bleeding and Mary was crying, and it's not really the essence of the teachings of Jesus. But most of the people confuse the story with the essence, and that is not really helpful to humanity. So I did, the cross is broken, and I kept it broken because unless we break our identifications, unless we break our belief system conditions by the cognitive and the experiential and the intellectual self-identifications, we will not really understand what it means surrender. And if we don't understand what surrender, the cross is upright, the upright cross is only a symbol. So we need to be broken into our understanding of who we really are. Broken, which allowed us to be what we really are. And then it's falling, because unless we fall at the foot of the truth, that it is, I exist. And truth it is saying I exist, that I am, amness. I am is the way, the truth, and the light. Unless we come to live and experience that truth, the cross will always be broken because it's not fulfilled. The message is not really understood and taken personally. And the following is because we haven't really allowed this truth to sink in and dissolve this self-identification. So I am the thinker, I am the body, into the reality in our lives. So thank you very much for spending time with me, and that's it. Thank you.